Imagine two systems, one that is centralized and one decentralized, and let us try to examine the most important characteristics of each. Centralized organizational structures rely on one individual or one central entity to make decisions and provide a mission statement as direction of the company. Decentralized organizational structures could have several individuals or several entities responsible for making decisions and running the business. So it's safe to say they rely more on a team environment and autonomy to make their business decisions. In centralized organizations, business owners develop the company's main ideas and vision, and set objectives for managers and employees to follow. Others that are involved in the organization are the ones serving those ideas and accomplishing delegated goals. If they do a good job, the organization will flourish. But what happens if they don't agree with the mission or the vision of the centralized authority? How will that impact their performance and the performance of the organization as a whole? Have you ever had a job working in a company or some other organized system where you put in a great deal of effort to finish all the tasks given to you? All those little things that were expected from you to be done as contribution to the big picture and central vision? If so, how did you feel? Chances are that after a long and hard day and the successful completion of the tasks, you were feeling satisfied, maybe even happy if the action you had done and the goals you had accomplished were in line with your personal values. But if the mission of your company, what it stood for, the kind of message it wanted to send to the world, was not so much in line with what was in your heart, even with everything going fine, and let's say successfully, you may have still felt empty, thinking there was no true meaning for what you do. One special woman or man with ideas as head of the organization can do lots of things, but it is hard, even next to impossible, for him or her to make these ideas come alive without the help of others. But again, what if they cannot express and support their personal values by means of their actions, tasks, goals that are given to them in the organization? What if they would like to feel and live more freely, to have more freedom to choose? After all, that very freedom to choose, even if that choice is only between A and B, is what makes us human and gives us a sense of dignity. In the game of centralization versus decentralization, as we can see, everything boils down to the idea of authority. Who is the one that makes the calls? Who is the one that directs the actions of the others? In centralized systems, the head is the one making the decisions in line with his or her vision, whereas in decentralized systems, there is no single point where the decisions are actually made. Every node makes a decision for its own behavior, and the resulting system behavior is the aggregate response. In the real world, some combination of the centralization and decentralization approach is usually employed. Let's say that in bigger organizations, some of the parts have a certain autonomy when it comes to making decisions regarding those issues that arise in those domains where they have more skills, more expertise. The more the system grows, the bigger is the need for a more efficient type of management. Imagine now such an organization with all of its blocks serving the main vision and growth of the organization in a way that satisfies the authentic nature of each block. It all has to do with the design of the structure itself, as it doesn't allow and it does not even want anything else for its blocks than authenticity. It sounds perfect, just like the blockchain. This world is changing fast, and if globalization is not met with decentralization, that growth will be in vain. The power will be even more concentrated in the hands of a few. The majority will depend on confirmation of the transactions by the minority.